Not yet. We are live. Hello, everybody.
Excellent.
Steve and I spent time today storyboarding out all the work that he does behind the scenes, because in 2 weeks I will be down here in San Diego with Lindsay and Nolan, but Steve will not be here. And so I learned how he does it and documented it, and with any luck, it'll be less anarchy. Okay, now Steve has left the building, and he's coming back. Where did you go,
right.
dear?
I hit a wrong button. I don't know where I went.
There will be a test. Yeah. Oh, you missed everyone last week. That's good. So the Eclipse trip was good. Do you want to describe the drama, Steve, to John was asking?
Yeah. So what happened was the forecast never was good for the eclipse day. And it held pretty steady. For a while, there was going to be thunderstorms and a lot of rain. That started getting better to the point where it was pretty much going to be cloudy all day with a very slight possibility of a break in the clouds. So we went in with the mindset we weren't going to count on seeing the eclipse. And as the eclipse approached, we would see a slight break in the clouds, not clear blue sky, but enough that the sun would shine through. And sure enough, we were seeing crescents as the eclipse neared totality. And right as it got to
for seconds, we would see slivers.
Very, very brief. And right as the eclipse approached totality, the slivers getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and the diamond ring forms, which is the last moment where you have a very bright spot and a slight shimmer of a ring. The clouds just cleared enough that came into perfect view. Well, a slightly obscured but good view. And then we got the total eclipse for maybe 2 or 3 seconds after that. And then it shut down. It was just overcast. Of course, it started getting darker, too, at the same time. And then a few seconds later, it came back again, glowed for a bit. You could see the totally eclipsed sun, and it was out again. And for the rest of the 2.5, 3 minutes of totality, we didn't see it. And then we saw as it came...
That means Steve's video of it is very short. It's very good because it's very short. A lot of people make these really long videos. His is really short. It's really well done. You should put a link to it, Steve.
I'm about to do that. It's a good idea.
Oh, in fact, you know what? I'd like to add that to the show notes.
Okay. Let me put it in Discord.
I'm going to have to ad-lib that part.
Let's see. Here's the YouTube link to my very short eclipse video.
All right, I'm going to copy that link.
What happened here?
Copy link?
Here.
No. Why can't I copy link? There it is. Copy link. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Steve's eclipse video. That's going to be a chapter mark.
Oh, Seamus, you used a full FSD.
Oh,
driving
nice.
to Ohio. Great.
Nice. All right, you know what? I'm going to get started.
Okay.
But y'all can continue to chat about whatever you want. Are we ready? Places, everyone?
Ready.
Oh, I didn't do roll call. We have Seamus and Kevin and Frank and Jill and Lindsay the daughter and John and Michael Babcock and Sandy and Steve and Zoe.
Oh, maybe this is a chance to test Lindsay the daughter's ability to have voice.
Yeah.
She's
Lindsay,
a moderator.
Yeah, it doesn't show her muted.
Right. You're talking, but you can't hear me.
Yeah,
so in Discord, you need to go into settings and make sure the right mic is selected. So Discord settings, and then on the left panel, all the way down to voice and video.
But I wonder...
Make sure the input device is probably your internal mic.
Well, that's what it should be. What other mic would it have picked?
I don't know.
Oh, John says he can hear her.
Oh, that's right. I have Discord muted. That's why. Okay, talking.
There's Zoe.
There she is.
Okay. Oh, this is a problem. I can't hear her.
Because you've muted Discord.
Yeah, I keep Discord muted.
Hi, Lynn.
I could do this, which is a pain, but I could do it. And I could do, let's see, I want to prove Lindsay can talk. Talk to me, Linz.
Hi, Mom.
I can. I can. Are you wearing your AirPods?
Okay, good. I am. They sound.
Sound perfect.
Yeah, it's
Like
not clear
AirPods.
whether your internal mic or your AirPods are picking up your audio.
I think it's the AirPods. Sounds like AirPods.
Yeah, in the settings it said it was set to the AirPods.
Okay.
All right. Well, I am going to mute Discord again because I hear Steve twice. All right. Goodbye, Linz. Okay, I'm going to get started. Y'all can keep talking about whatever you want to talk about. All right, here we go. Why was that not- What the heck? I think I just refreshed Discord accidentally. Command R is what starts my recording in Hindenburg, but apparently that's not what it does if you have Discord selected. Here we go. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeed.com, a technology geek podcast with an ever so slight Apple bias. Today is Friday, April 12th.
Well, you
No,
caught
it is
that
not. Yeah. Today is Sunday. I did this too early. I had this started early. I hate it when I do this. Come on. Sunday. It's really hard to type with my mic here. April 14th. Show number 90. Well, let's try that again from the top, everybody. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeed.com, a technology geek podcast with an ever so slight Apple bias. Today is Sunday, April 14th, 2024, and this is show number 988. Well, amongst other things in today's fun-filled show, during Security Bits with Bart Buchatz, you'll hear a very brief appearance by my 4-year-old granddaughter, Sienna. This is the same Sienna who brought you the tiny tip just last week about unmuting the iPhone when playing videos. I promise it's very brief. She sort of broke in on her recording, but she went back to mom pretty quickly.
Good for Sienna.
Yeah, it was actually...
You can tell she wants to be behind the mic like her grandmother.
Oh, she does. She totally does. Forbes says, I want to talk, and then he's mortified. Let's see. Copy link. There we go. All right, time to wing it. Well, Steve and I had a great time watching the total solar eclipse out of an area near San Antonio, Texas, a little place called Boerne, Texas, which is oddly spelled Boerne, but they do things differently in Texas. Anyway, it was not our best viewing of a total eclipse. This was our fourth one. And the forecast for the day of the eclipse was cloudy and thunderstorms most of the week. Looking forward to that date. It looked terrible. And it was terrible that day. It was sunny the day before, but the day of the eclipse, it was all clouded over. But shortly before the eclipse, the clouds partially parted, and we got these tiny slivers covered with wispy clouds. And the weird thing was you could actually look at it without solar glasses. In fact, you couldn't see it at all with solar glasses. And then it went away for a little while, and then right before the diamond ring, which is the last thing that happens as it goes into totality, you get this bright flash and a shimmery edge of sun around of sun around the moon. We did get to see the diamond ring very briefly, and then the clouds covered it up for a while, and then we saw totality where you could see the corona coming out of the sides all around the moon. So it was still a great experience. We had a lot of fun. It was a great trip. Met up with some old friends. I'm also bringing all of this up because Steve did a really nice little video about the eclipse. And the nice thing is it's a short one. A lot of people do these videos that are very, very long, showing you the entire length of the eclipse. But since we saw a very, very short piece of it, I believe it's maybe 1 minute, possibly, maybe 2. I'm not sure. It's a very, very short video, but it's great. Steve always does a good job. And there is, of course, a link in the show notes. Save. Oh, there's a good idea. Wow, that is a really good save, Jill. Wow.
Cannot miss it.
Oh, good grief! That's a GIF. Oh
Let
wow!
me enable that
I'm
thing.
kind of glad I don't actually see that when we're when it's not selected. It picks one color, but that catches my attention. That's for sure. All right. All right. Chapter mark.
Now can you see it?
I did like it last week. Now can I see what?
Oh, I just highlighted it, so it's really big
Highlighted it. Highlighted
in
what?
Discord.
Oh, you mean in
Discord.
StreamYard? Oh, okay. There you go. I don't look at. We can't see that you were doing that except in StreamYard. Does that make sense?
No. If you're looking at Discord, you should be able to see it.
No, you're highlighting that for yourself. When you bring it up like that.
Oh, I see your point.
Yeah. But yes. Okay, stop it. Now I have to cover up StreamYard because that's going to give me some kind of seizure or something. Okay, so now where are the show notes? It is so hard with so little
Real estate.
real estate. Yeah, okay, where is...
Are you going to put a link to the video in the blog?
I did. You just can't see it yet.
Okay.
I can't. I'm
Got
not
it.
producing the show right now. Okay. Okay, here we go. Oh man, this is hard. Nope, too fast. Why is that not working? In this week's episode of Chit Chat Across the Pond Light, Barb Bouchatz joins us to talk about Dyson vacuums. I know that doesn't sound too technical, but you would be surprised at how advanced the tech is in these new devices. I share a few of my Dyson stories as well, and we both talk about our love for everything Dyson and why. I really recommend that you hide your pocketbooks before listening because all Dyson products are super expensive, but we keep buying them because they're that cool. Anyway, there's a great blog post by Bart describing everything that he talks about in this episode, and it's kind of fun as he says, and pun intended, he dusted off the Chit Chat Across the Pond Light feed this week. Okay, this is hard. I need to figure out a way. I can't click the link. I can't click to play to record fast enough to be able to get over and see what I need to read. I'm not doing a very good job of describing this. You know, I've talked about this before. I should probably switch screens. I should probably have my MacBook Pro over to the right, and I should have the big wide Ricoh screen in front of me because I can't see Hindenburg and Mars Edit at the same time. I have to flip between them, and I can't get it started quick enough. And I've got my arm wrapped around the microphone. I could show you what I'm looking at. Let's see if I can do this. So here's the problem. Can you guys see that? Hopefully you guys can still see that, but this is covering up what I've got to read. So I've got to flip back, but I hit record and then I got to get over here and hit play, get over to this, and I'm not fast enough. And I'm wrapping my arms around this, trying to record. Did that work, Steve?
I'm not sure what you were trying to show with your iPhone.
I described what I was trying to show with the iPhone.
But it was below the frame of the camera. You were doing something with it below the camera. I didn't understand it.
It was below the... Okay. Well, it either
wasn't in
explained
view.
or it didn't. Well, so you couldn't see anything through the camera?
I couldn't see the iPhone. It was below the video window of the
I wasn't
camera.
trying to show the iPhone. I was trying to use the iPhone to show you my screen.
I'm not. How would we see your screen from your iPhone?
The iPhone is my camera. See this? What I'm covering up? That's my iPhone.
But
I was
did you
moving it
flip
around.
your-
Did it
Did you
stop?
flip your camera?
I picked the iPhone up. Okay. Did anybody else understand what I just did, or is it just Steve? Steve's over here thinking
I'm
that
not
we
sure
see
what
he
you were
sees
trying
on
to
his
show. Were you
Discord.
trying to reverse the camera and show the displays you're looking at?
Yes.
Didn't see it.
You didn't see anything move. Okay, so you're telling me if I pick this camera up and move it around,
You're not using that camera.
Oh my gosh. Well, that would explain why Steve's so confused. I was earlier today. Then I'm on the bad camera. Let me get on the right camera. I thought it looked kind of wide. That explains the whole thing.
Okay,
Supposed to
now
be on
you're
that camera.
now you're on a different camera.
I'm zoomed way up too, aren't
You
I?
are.
Yeah, it's doing the FaceTime, or what do you call, center stage. Okay, that explains what you weren't seeing. Ooh. Lock iPhone to resume. What happened?
I don't know, but you're fuzzy and
I
not
know.
moving.
That was weird.
There we go.
It unlocked. Okay, this is what I was trying to. Oh, for the love of Pete! It keeps on. It keeps lock. So that's what I'm trying to show you is that I don't have enough screen real estate to see Mars Edit and Hindenburg at the same time. So I have to hit record here, get over my cursor all the way over here, and hit that one so I can start reading. But it takes me like a half a second, so there's a big gap in the audio. But I was also trying to show my layout with my microphone and everything. I have to wrap my arms around this to type and to use the trackpad. So it's like, I'm just complaining.
Yep. It makes for a good podcast.
Does it? So apparently that green light on my FaceTime camera meant that I was on my FaceTime camera, huh?
Right.
Now you can't see the NASA logo that I put out there for John. Okay, I did a chapter mark for about the only thing I'm going to read. Good thing I'm goofing around here so much, huh? Let's see. Yeah, I have a feeling I'm not going to play the thing about doing podcasts from inside Mastodon, Steve. I don't think I'm going to do that one.
Okay.
So in theory, I'm supposed to be able to hit Command R here, and that would let me get over here quickly. Let's see. Nope. Okay. This is ridiculous. I'm in here. Command R should record. Okay, now it does it when I'm testing. Okay. This week, I got a text from my friend Ryan that really surprised me. We haven't seen each other in ages, but he saw something on his iPhone that he thought might be of interest to me. You know how on occasion your iPhone or other Apple device will demand that you verify your Apple ID? It's a message that pops up and says Apple ID verification, and then it tells you to enter the password for, and it's your Apple ID in settings. Your choices are Not Now and a button to go into settings where you can enter your password. You've probably seen this, but the reason Ryan thought it might be interesting to me was that it was not asking him to enter and verify his Apple ID, it was asking him to verify my Apple ID. He sent me a screenshot, and it was quite clearly my email address for my Apple ID on his iPhone. I immediately called Ryan to see if we could figure out how the heck this had happened. He's a brilliant technical guy, so it was really fun to noodle with him, even though I had a cold pit in my stomach about the security of my account. When the pop-up happened, he clicked the button to go to settings, but everything there looked like his own account and information. He could find no trace of my Apple ID. We went back through what he had been doing around the time it happened, and while he was messing around in the Sense app, which I also have, and using 1Password, which I also have, we couldn't think either of these would prompt an Apple ID verification of even his own account. I told him that a couple of days earlier than this, while we were on travel in Texas, I'd seen a notification that a new Apple Watch had joined my account. While that was unsettling, all of my queries to view my devices revealed no unknown Apple Watches, but adding the two events together was too much of a coincidence. We had a nice visit, Ryan and I did, and we made plans to meet up soon for dinner, but I then went off to undertake the arduous task that is changing an Apple ID password. My first stop was to go to beta.xkpasswd.net to choose a new password. The shiny new version of xkpasswd.net, just like Bart's original version, has a conversion. Okay. My first stop was. All right. Stopping. Fumble. Thank you, Kevin. Are Allison's glasses red or blue? They're rainbows. Is the color coming through so you can't tell? Like too much blue? See if I do this to my face, does that give you the colors? Let's see. My first stop was to go to beta.xkpastwd.net to choose a new password. The shiny new version of Bart's code, just like Bart Bouchat's original. That's not stupid. Don't say it that way. My first stop was to go to beta.xkpastwd.net to choose a new password. The new shiny version of XKPassWD, just like Bart Bouchat's original version, has a configuration option for an easy-to-type password for Apple IDs. As the site explains, the Apple ID preset is a preset respecting the many prerequisites Apple places on Apple ID passwords. The preset also limits itself to symbols found on the iOS letter and number keyboards. In other words, not the awkward-to-reach symbol keyboard. I let XKPassWD generate a bunch of passwords until I found one that was pretty memorable and easy to type, and then I opened up the settings section and I tailored it just a bit more to my liking. I plopped it into one password, and then I got to work. I headed off to appleid.apple.com to change my password. Interestingly, it told me I couldn't do it on the web because I've enabled stolen device protection on my devices, and it suggested I use my iPhone to change the password instead. I tried that, and it worked a champ. And then I changed it on my iPad Pro. No, I didn't change it on my iPad Pro. And then I had to authenticate on my iPad Pro, and then I had to do that on my MacBook Air, and then I had to do it on my MacBook Pro, and then Steve did it on our 5 Apple TVs where we're logged into my Apple account. I was notified when I originally changed it that any site-specific passwords that had been generated earlier were now gone. I can't remember all of the places that will bite me later, but I'll tackle that when the time comes. The next morning, I decided to call Apple to see if they could explain how such a thing could have happened. I didn't have high expectations that the mystery would be solved, but, I like to get my money's worth out of AppleCare. The lovely Tatiana from the front lines of AppleCare took a few stabs at the problem, but when I suggested perhaps we need a senior advisor to get involved, she readily agreed that she would be delighted to handle this one off. Senior advisor Micaiah took the call, and she was fantastic. She very quickly realized that I could go quickly and outlined the scenarios of how someone else might get prompted to verify my Apple ID. She asked me, had I ever shared my Apple ID account with Ryan? No, I had not. Had I sold or given a device to Ryan and then maybe forgotten to sign out? No, I had not. Was Ryan a member of my family sharing account at any time in the past? Again, the answer to all of these questions was an emphatic no. I told her that I did a search on the interwebs for being prompted for someone else's Apple ID, and I found many people asking about this problem in the past, past half dozen years, and as recently as just a few months ago. I suggested that the combination of a notification of an Apple Watch getting on my account, which I never did, and this errant Apple ID verification request of Ryan, the two of these at the same time, was it possible some streams got crossed in iCloud that didn't just affect me? I knew that question was fruitless, and of course she said that couldn't possibly have happened, but, I had to ask. She suggested that we take a gander at what devices I had connected to my Apple ID. There's 2 ways of doing this. In system settings on macOS or settings on iOS, you select your avatar at the top where it says Apple ID, and below that you'll see maybe a half a dozen settings below. You can see a list of all of your devices. The second way is to go to appleid.apple.com and choose Devices. As Micaiah and I looked at the 2 listings, while many of the devices were on both lists, there were also devices listed on only one or the other. So that was fun. The third place she suggested we look is in Find My on the Devices tab. This is where things got even more interesting. We found a slew of random devices with very little description on them. For example, 2 of the devices were entitled Mac, and their icons were of an iMac. I've never owned an iMac. Steve's had a couple of them, but not me. She explained that if I'd ever had a login on any one of them, they might show up here. She had me click on the little eye on each device and remove them from my account. Every single time it asked to... No, every single time I asked it to remove a device, it prompted me for my Apple ID password. This meant that she had to stop and start viewing my screen over and over and over again, but the good news is I got a lot more practice typing in that brand new shiny password. There was an iPhone listed, but before I removed it, I wanted to make sure it wasn't the spare iPhone I use for continuity camera and for screencast online tutorials. That one was turned off and in a bag for travel. I booted it up while still talking to Micaiah, and as expected, it joined the party of devices demanding I log into my Apple ID. I entered the password, and it failed. I tried again. It failed again. After 4 tries, she asked me if it was saying that the Apple ID or password was wrong. But it wasn't. It was saying, something has gone wrong. She said, yeah, something else is going wrong. I tried again, and now I was locked out of my account. Now, I thought this was one of those things where I'd just have to wait a while, but with trepidation, Micaiah told me, you're fully locked out. You have to change your Apple ID password. Again. Now, technically I didn't yell at her, but the moaning and whining could have been heard from miles away. I was so distressed that, believe it or not, Siri kicked in and suggested that in times of stress, sometimes it's just better to take a break. I kid you not. Micaiah and I both had a great laugh about it because she could hear it talking to me too. So I fiddled with my ID password I just created, and it turns out there was one thing about it that I didn't like anyway, so I went back through all of my devices yet again. Steve was a saint, using the Siri remote to dictate the password over and over and over again to our 5 Apple TVs. I also had to do it on my Apple Watch, which turned out to be interesting. It triggers it to let you type it on the phone. So you're actually typing into the watch, but you're using a keyboard on the phone, which is kind of a funky thing. Now, there's one more thing of interest about the Find My part of the discussion with Micaiah. We found a set of AirPods that I'd sold to Ed Tobias. You've heard him on the show before, and he's a good friend in real life. There was also a MacBook Air of Pat Dengler's, on which I'd briefly had an account for testing purposes. I told Micaiah that both of these devices had been problematic after I'd given them back, even though on my Mac at least, I had logged out and I had deleted them from my account. They weren't in the list of my devices. For both of my devices, yeah, I'd gone through my devices. I forget which way I did it, but I had definitely removed them from my devices. She said that they should have disappeared from Find My, and I agreed that they should have done that too. She said when this happens, it's called a device mismatch, and the solution is to remove them from Find My manually, which I just have this faint feeling I did try that, but they were still in there. So Ed, that's why we probably had trouble with your AirPods. I'm telling all of this in part so that you'll know when you sell, give away, or trade in a device to not only remove it from devices in system settings or appleid.apple.com, but to also go to Find My and remove them from there too. Now here's the fun thing. Since I wrote up the article about this earlier in the week, I am continually getting prompted to go verify my Apple ID. I've just started to say not now, and it's fine. If I let it go to settings and I enter my password, it goes, okay, yeah, I got you. But it's just asking me over and over and over again. And I'm getting it on my phone, on my Macs, I'm getting it on my watch. So I don't know, Micaiah and I might have another conversation about this. The bottom line is that I'm relatively sure that my account wasn't actually compromised since I never lost the ability to change my password. But I'll never know for sure. I still think the streams got crossed on Apple servers, but it's better to be safe, right? Now remember that the email address you use for account password recovery is the single most important address to protect. I'll sleep better at night knowing I've relocked the door to the kingdom, even if the keys were never actually lost. I enjoyed Micaiah very much, and I guarantee you, this will not be the last you hear of her. Hello.
That sounded like a threat.
No, she's the one that's been helping me with the other issue now.
Gotcha.
That's a tease.
Did
I miss anything?
Is the other issue the long-standing issue?
Yes. But don't.
Lindsay actually got into the spirit here. You were talking about how you never owned iMacs. Look on the Discord screen. She put up the gumdrop iMacs. We had one, but I don't think it was yours.
It was Kyle's.
It was
Kyle's.
Kyle's.
You're right.
It was the
That's right.
turquoise one.
Not turquoise. It was Bondi. Oh no, it was
Bondi.
lime green because it was
No,
Kyle's.
it was Bondi blue. That
Lime
turquoise.
green, guaranteed. I
Lindsay?
remember where I bought it.
Lindsay, you got to weigh in here.
John, you guessed correctly. Did I have my login info? Yeah, that's possible. I did have a login on Steve, so maybe that was it.
Oh, Lindsay said she had a blue one and Kyle had a green one. Okay. Huh. I don't remember that.
I
just remember.
100% never remember you having an iMac.
I do remember a blue one. Anyway.
Everybody knew about the Bondi Blue. Wow.
Wasn't that the first one to come out, or did they all come out
First
together?
one was Bondi Blue, yeah. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to do CSUN first. All right. I think it's spelled with an I, B-O-N-D-I. And by the way, we've been to Bondi Beach in Australia.
Yes, it is a pretty beach.
And it's quite
and
the
the
color of water.
is very Bondi blue.
Yep. Okay. Okay, quick thing here. All right, let's head back to CSUN for a new... All right, let's head back and check out another interview from CSUN's That's why I don't ad-lib. All right, let's head back to CSUN. All right, let's head back to CSUN's Assistive Tech Conference for another interview. Yeah, Lindsay.
Just bypass that whole accessibility word.
Assistive tech.
Right.
It is assistive tech, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But, yeah.
Okay. Desktop. CSUN. This one, I'm going to steal that one. That way you know we've used it. And I'm going to do Accutrix. Okay, let's hear how this sounds. Conference for another interview. I'm at a booth for a company called Bellman and Symphon with Peter Jungvid, and he's going to talk to us about devices for people with hard of hearing.
That's correct, and nice meeting you, and welcome to our exhibition here in Anaheim.
All right.
So, we are a 35-year-old company. We've always been focusing on products for the hard of hearing, and with us in this exhibition, we have 3 categories of products. We have our smart home wireless alerting system that helps people to be connected in their home, to know what's going on and to stay safe. We have alarm clocks to help people to wake up in the morning to make sure they come to work and school. And we also have hearing amplifiers on that side to allow people to hear better what other people are saying, listening to TV and podcasts, etc.
Oh, great. Well, let's go through each category then. So we'll start with the Hear Your Home section here.
Absolutely. So the Hear Your Home, or the home alerting system, smart home system, comprises of different transmitters for the door, for the telephone, for the baby cry, for the smoke and carbon monoxide. And upon an event, they will wirelessly transmit a signal to the receivers. And the receiver, you can pick any receiver you like, but we have a flashlight receiver, which is flashing with very strong light.
So this is a little cone sitting up that's about maybe 6 inches. Oh, there's the doorbell.
Yeah.
I think lights are going off all over the place.
So you see now it is flashing, and the green light means it is the door. If I instead push the transmitter, the telephone transmitter, you can see it's again flashing, but it's yellow. So in our system, door is always green, telephone always yellow.
Let me guess, fire is red.
Fire is red, and baby cry is orange, right?
Oh, okay.
So, this is the flash receiver. People typically put it in the living room or the kitchen, but some...
You are not going to miss that light.
No,
I'm not going to be able to see when I leave. This thing is so bright. That's great, though.
But actually, you can also twist the head so it flashes into the wall if you prefer that.
Oh, so it can light up a whole wall. That's neat.
Well, it can, and if you feel that it's too bright for your eyes, you can turn it a little bit to flash into the wall so you feel more comfortable.
But in some ways, a whole wall lit up might even catch your attention even better.
I fully agree. Then we have a pager receiver, which you can bring with you, which vibrates. So
would you clip that on your belt?
You click it on the belt, or you put it in the trousers. And now you can see it's a green light again to indicate for the door, and you feel maybe the vibration. It's a long vibration. Do you feel that?
Yeah. You're not going to miss it.
Telephone. again, it's yellow, and you feel it's a little bit different vibration, right?
Okay.
Which helps you to recognize why you are alerted.
So, okay, I'm going to keep us moving here.
Here's a good example of why CSUN is so noisy.
Oh, yeah.
You have many booths that are doing this.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so I took out the one about subscribing to podcasts through Mastodon,
Pod.
Steve.
Okay.
So actually, I can, if you want, I can push this up.
Sure.
Okay, I sent it a bug just so it's. I didn't even have it in the title, so I apparently knew I was going to do that. All right, so you should have the new version up on the blog. On the blog. Oh, Jill, can you verify that you can see? You can see in WordPress the unpublished NosillaCast, right? Because Jill's going to, in 2 weeks, Jill's going to be doing the embedding of the links and images. All right. She says she can see it. Good. Okay.
Yeah, and she's going to go publish it now.
I don't think she can do that. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so, whoops. Let me get this one up. So this is going to be another assistive tech one. Wait a minute. What happened? Oh, I pasted the same thing twice. Jeez. Copy link. There we go. Okay. This next interview is actually from CES, not from CSUN, but it's another assistive tech demonstration from a company called Ocutrix. Demonstration. Should have called that a device, but, you know, for me, that was pretty good winging it. I'm getting clicks. Let's see. Too long.
For meeting you. Thank you so much.
This next interview is actually from CES, not from CSUN, but it's another assistive tech demonstration from a company called Ocutrix. Okay. Now, where are we? I think CES is even louder. Let's see. Trix. Mitchell Freeman from Ocutrix.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's a lot louder at, I'm going to actually add a little bit of, maybe I'll put you down here. I'll put that down a track below, and I'm going to add a little noise reduction. I don't think we needed it on the other one, but it's a bit loud here. Mitchell Freeman from Ocutrix is about to tell us about a pair of AR glasses that are supposed to be able to start helping people with macular degeneration. A topic very interesting to me. It's a loss of sight due to damage in the retina from a very specific cause. But let's talk about what you're working on here.
Yeah, so this is central vision loss. It runs in my family like in yours. My father had this, so it runs in my family like in yours. These AR glasses, you put them on, it does a visual field test on the headset. Then it defines what the defect is in each eye. The defect is called a scotoma. And then we create what we call a scotoma marker on the live video feed. So whatever they're looking at, it moves the visual information out to the edges where they still have good retina. And it's really exciting because people haven't been able to read in years. After just a few moments of wearing this headset, they start reading at a regular rate. We have several different modes. Because this is what we built this headset for, we have to be able to correct over a wide field of view. We have the widest field of view of any AR glasses out there, 60-degree field of view, 5K resolution. We think it'll have a lot of other uses, but where our heart is helping people with macular degeneration.
So is Is your brain adapting to this information now, moving from the dead spot out to the outer periphery of your vision?
It really is. It's the brain does an amazing job of interpreting for the eyes. So when you have that blind spot, it's a very frustrating thing. My father told me that. But this basically helps their brain perceive words again. They can often see one or two letters at a time. And I remember my dad trying to collect the letters in his brain and then read it in his head. That's very laborious. But with this technology, people can sight read. You read by grabbing the whole word at a time. So now they can see the whole word. They take off reading at a regular rate. It is so exciting.
We wore hopefully the other interview will play right before this one maybe, but we were with the people who had created a headset that simulates macular degeneration, and it was a really, really frustrating thing. It's like, I likened it to when you try to look at a star and you can't see it, but if you look away you can see it. It's like that. It's like you've got this dead spot in the middle of your vision. If you look away, you can see it in the periphery. But you're saying they could look right at something, and now it's going to collect that information and put it to the sides of their vision?
So what some of the optical therapists do is they try to teach them to look off to the side and focus on
Right.
that. What this kind of allows them to do is use both sides of the good retina, because we're stretching all the visual information, like the word is now stretched out, and so they don't have to kind of have that training. They can just start.
I'm trying to remember whether that one ended, Steve, I haven't listened to it since January, but did they map your eye? Like, how does it know what you can't see?
Yes, it does detect where the damage to your retina is due to macular degeneration. He called it the scotoma. So they do map the region that's bad, if you will, not functional, and they push the image, then they stretch it, I think, out beyond, outside of that visual field to the part of the retina that can see. Now, you give up something because those retinal cells don't have the resolution the center does, but it's better to see something, right, with your outside vision than nothing
Sure.
at all. And be able to look at it with your central vision, I mean, your eyes trained on it, and it still shows in your exterior vision. I'm trying to imagine how this would look.
Yeah, because it's still. Well, look directly at something and then concentrate on something in your peripheral vision instead. Like look
Yeah.
at some text and concentrate on peripheral vision. That stuff's out of focus immediately when it's in my peripheral vision, even a
Yeah.
couple of degrees off.
Yeah, I suspect the effect is something like looking at a distorted lens that pushes, like a wide angle that
Smears it.
pushes things out. But the center of that lens would be dark or corrupted, and so
Yeah.
all the imagery is outside of that. But you could still see it because your retina can pick up the external, the imagery outside of the scotoma.
Yeah. I don't think, as I recall, I didn't get to try it on or anything, right?
No, I'm not. I got the impression they didn't even have a functional prototype there. He said that they planned to ship around second quarter this year, and that sounded soft to me. So
Yeah.
I don't think it was ready for prime time.
Yeah. Okay.
Although, that's from now. Well, back then that was January. That would be less than 6 months away.
Yeah.
Not to have a functional prototype it's cutting it a little close, but
Yeah, but still, that's what CES is all about.
true.
Yeah. Alrighty. Here we go. Well, I certainly do hope Ocutrix is able to keep moving on this product, because it certainly sounds like something that a lot of people could use, macular degeneration being the leading cause of blindness. Well, on a lighter note here, the lovely Christopher Wang... Jeez. Come on. So frustrating not to be able to have both things on screen. Christopher Wagner. Well, on a lighter note, the lovely Christopher Wagner is our hero of the week, as he is the newest patron of the Podfeet podcast. That's hard to say, patron of the Podfeet podcast. Anyway, he went to podfeet.com/Patreon and he pledged an amount of money that showed his support for the work we do here. I really appreciate his generosity and his vote of confidence. You too can be a hero like Christopher. Here we go. How about a little security bits music? You're back. I can hear you. You're back, but you're not talking, dear. Does anybody hear Steve? Steve?
Yes.
What are you doing?
I got the thumbs up.
Why
What
are you
is
sitting?
that?
Why are you doing? You know I can't sit and watch. I barely have any screen real estate. There you go.
So
That's
what is that the center
Are you
stage
Scott-
camera doing that? What's doing that? Or is that StreamYard?
center stage, I think. Are
Center
you using
stage?
the iPhone?
No, I'm using my internal camera on my MacBook Pro,
Okay.
which is center stage capable.
Okay. Is it? Let's see.
Watch.
Oh,
Oh, no, maybe it's not.
I know mine is. Forbes brought like just his. Hey, the kids haven't come into the show, have they? You aren't inviting them. You aren't excited about me noticing that. I said the kids haven't come into the show.
What do you mean inviting them? I don't.
Sienna and Forbes haven't come into the disturb the show yet.
How would I invite them?
I don't know. It's inexplicable how we could let anybody know. It's not possible. Maybe when the show's over, we can bother the audience because I
Yes.
think I'm going to wind up here
We're
pretty
kinda busy.
quick. Yeah, not is Sienna awake or still cranky pants trying to sleep and you guys waking her up? That's the real question. She's awake. Okay, good. They bribed her with chocolate cake to wake up. Okay, let's do a little plank for Steve. Nope, not today.
Blink.
There we go. All right. Pod feet, did you? Did I what? Okay, let's see how this lines up. Oh, did I do the chapter mark? Oh, no, I did not. It worked. I tried popcorn and I thought that would work, but it did not. Let's see, security bits. I did not do the chapter mark. The most important one, in my opinion. So if you look at Chit Chat Across the Pond Light, it's got chapter marks now because of Auphonic Leveler. It'd probably make you wake up too, Sandy, right? All right, let's check this section here. Christopher. Well, it's that time of the week again. It's time for Security Bits with Bart Bouchatz. How horrible was this week, Bart?
I don't think it was too bad for regular home users. There is a story where I say to buy your friend.
All right. And that goes on for a while here. Hour and 17 minutes. Did not need that extra stuff.
Stay patched, so you stay secure.
There we go. Did I talk there?
No, today. None of that today. Anyway, until next.
All right, here we go. All right, heat the kids up. I'm almost done. Well, that's going to wind us up for this week. Did you know you can email me at allison@podfeed.com anytime you like? If you have a question or a suggestion, just send it on over. You know, you can do reviews too if you like. We haven't had a lot of listeners' reviews lately. I am going to be going on an extended trip later this year. Shh, don't tell Bart and Alistair yet. I haven't told them. But anyway, if you want to start thinking about reviews you could record, you can email me, ask me questions about how to do it. It's a lot of fun if you can. If you have a question or suggestion, like I said, just send it on over. But remember, everything good starts with podfeed.com. You can follow me on Mastodon at podfeed.com/Mastodon. If you want to listen to the podcast on YouTube, I don't know why people do that, but people do. You can go to podfeed.com/YouTube. If you want to join in the conversation, you can join our Slack community at podfeed.com/Slack, where you can talk to me and all of the other lovely Nosilla castaways. You can support the show at podfeed.com/Patreon, like Christopher did this week, or you can use a one-time donation at podfeed.com/PayPal. And if you want to join in the fun of the live show, head on over to podfeed.com/live on Sunday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific Time and join the friendly and enthusiastic Nosilla castaways. Thanks for listening and stay subscribed. Chapter marks. All right. Man, he just must be sitting there right above paste. The instant I stop. All right. I'm laying in the ending day. Subscribe. All right. What do you got, Steve?
What do I have? I have
7. All right, Lynn's probably a good time to
7.
send some kids. You got 7?
Yeah.
That's including your Eclipse video, right?
Yes.
Goody, goody, goody. Thank you, Kevin. Good job on the what? Chapter mark reminders. That's it. Doing too many things at once. All right, which kid do I get? Oh. All right, I can hear a pounding of little feet. You know, it wouldn't be a live show at Lindsay's without the sound of those kids. Oh, watch out for the light. Oh, hi, Sienna. Hi, Forbes. All right.
Hi, baby.
Oh, let me put the headphones on so you can hear him. There you go.
Hi, baby.
Hi, Sienna. How are you?
Get out of the way.
Your camera is not quite centered, Al.
Yeah.
Well,
There we go. Yabba dabba doo.
it is the light. You want to be in it? You want to be over with Pip here? Well, talk to the audience. Say hi, Kevin. Say hi, Kevin.
Hi, baby.
And can you say hi, Sandy?
Hi, Cindy.
Oh, there.
Doodle.
Very good. I don't know how many of these I should try to torture her with, but
Hold
that's
on to
pretty
that.
fun. Oh, Zoe's here all the way from Japan. Do you want to say?
Hi.
Actually, she's from Japan, and so
Hi.
is Frank. Say hi, Zoe.
Hello, NosillaCastaways.
Say hello. It's too hard to say.
Huh?
Hi.
Just say hi.
Hi, you all done?
NosillaCast.
Oh,
Just
now
say hi,
she's got to go
everybody.
bother Pip here.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah. These are
Good
all
job,
the people in
Forbes.
the chat room.
Do you want to say hi to anybody?
one.
Oh,
Oh, here comes another one.
Kevin made a video for you there. Would he be able to hear that video if you played it, Steve?
Yeah.
I'm always a little trepidatious when
Kevin.
Kevin sends a video. I don't know what it's going to be.
Oh, I muted it. Let me unmute Discord. All right, we'll play Kevin again. Okay. Oh, he was saying hi, Sienna.
And then said hi, Forbes.
Oh, he did. Okay, let me replay that. Yeah, he did. Hi, Kevin. He's also known as Wingman.
All righty, everybody.
All right. Is that a wrap?
I think, I think we're good. I'm ready to start uploading the video, and maybe have a gin and tonic and work on the final show. Hi, Lindsay. All right. All right, Steve, I think it's time to call it. What do you think?
I think it is.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming. We'll see you again next week.
Thanks for putting up with our shenanigans. Have a great week.
Bye. Oh, Steve, end stream is